The Arizona Cardinals now have their head coach, former defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. But one of the biggest questions out there is who is going to be his offensive coordinator. In this video, we're going to go ahead and talk about some people that are already linked to Jonathan Gannon and who I would love to see in that position.
What EB means to you?
EB means the world to me, man. The way he holds me accountable, the way he makes me be great every single day, man. This man's one of a kind, man.
Let's dive right into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back in. Definitely do me a huge favor. Smack the like button on this video and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content on the road to 12K, ladies and gentlemen. And I can't do it without you guys. Definitely follow me on all my social platforms. Everything will be in the description of this video. Alright, everybody, let's dive right into it. Let's go ahead and talk about the next offensive coordinator possibilities for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I understand the signing of Jonathan Gannon. There's some people that are really for the signing, and there's some people that are not really for the signing, and there's some people that are right down the middle, right? They're just kind of a wait and see type of situation. I'm kind of right there as well. I want to see what year one, happens for the Arizona Cardinals, and especially because he's a defensive-minded head coach, I want to see what he can do with our defense, right? So let's talk about the offensive coordinator position. Now, I believe this first person we're going to talk about, Drew Petzing, is going to be probably one of the front runners because the moment you Google his name, there's already a lot of articles linking him to Jonathan Gannon. Now, when you dive a little deeper into him, he's 35 years old. He seemed to start his NFL coaching career with the Cleveland Browns in 2013. Now, he has moved on to the Minnesota Vikings, but definitely found his way back into the Cleveland Browns right now as the quarterback's coach. So he's been the quarterback coach from 2022 to present date, and it seems like Jonathan Gannon either A, has a really close relationship with him or really likes what he's doing over there with the Cleveland Browns. So Drew Petzing might be the front runner in the next offensive coordinator here for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, please keep in mind, we don't know what's going to happen with the defensive coordinator position as well. Vance Joseph's job is in jeopardy, but he could also stay there as well. At this very moment, it's TBD. But right now, we need to go ahead and fill up that offensive coordinator position because it's a very important position. We need to find an identity for our offense and see how we can go ahead and fix Kyler Murray. So Drew Petzing might be the front runner, but there is other names I want to kind of, talk about here as well. Now let's move on over here to the next candidate here, and that's going to be none other than Brian Johnson. Now he has spent a lot of time with Jonathan Gannon, at least in the Philadelphia Eagles. He was the quarterback coach for the Philadelphia Eagles from 2021 to 2022. Now we all realize that the Philadelphia Eagles right now is going to go through a lot of changes, especially with the assistant roles heading into the 2023 season because A, they lost Shane Steichen to the Colts, and then B, they lost Jonathan Gannon to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, looking into Brian, Johnson, it seems like he might be taking over the offensive coordinator role in the Philadelphia Eagles. He might be kind of a shoo-in to kind of fill in that role, but as of right now, I don't think there has been any announcement saying that he's going to get that role, but he might be, going in that position, right? So at this very moment, I know Brian Johnson's name was kind of thrown out there saying that he might follow Jonathan Gannon for a promotion, being that he was a quarterback's coach in the Philadelphia Eagles and, getting a promotion here in the Arizona Cardinals. But right now, that seems very unlikely if he were to leave the Philadelphia Eagles, but definitely don't go ahead and shut that door down on Brian Johnson. Definitely the possibilities are open for him as well.
What EB means to you?
EB means the world to me, man. The way he holds me accountable, the way he makes me be great every single day, man. This man's one of a kind, man.
Now let's go ahead and move over to the other candidate here, and that is none other than Eric Bieniemy. Now, there has not been any links between Eric Bieniemy and Jonathan Gannon, but this is a person that I would love, for him to get the opportunity as an offensive coordinator on a different team. Now, I understand there's going to be somebody racing to the comments and saying, why would he leave the Kansas City Chiefs that has won 2 Super Bowls in the last, 4 or 5 years to go to a poverty franchise in the Arizona Cardinals, right? That's what somebody's going to say. And I've been saying this for quite some time, but there was a report that ended up coming out probably about a month ago saying that Eric Bieniemy might be finding a different home because of how the national media, how the, other teams look at Eric Bieniemy, they kind of, look over him. Now, he did have an opportunity to interview last year in the coaching carousel, but this year, nobody went ahead and actually reached out to him. And I think the biggest knock on Eric Bieniemy is that he coaches for the Kansas City Chiefs. And who is there? Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. A lot of people overlook Eric Bieniemy, and a lot of people do believe that if he actually wants to become a head coach in the NFL, what he needs to do is move on over to another team as an offensive coordinator and really kind of prove his worth. Now, it definitely sucks because Eric Bieniemy has done nothing but good things with the Kansas City Chiefs, and Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes vouch for Eric Bieniemy, but at this very moment, it doesn't really seem like there's a lot of NFL teams that are kind of really looking his way to fill in that head coaching role, and obviously, it all has been filled up right now, so he's probably going to have to wait till next year to kind of really get an opportunity. But that's one of the main reasons why I would love for the Arizona Cardinals to possibly bring in an Eric Bieniemy, somebody to really kind of have a chip on his shoulder, really try to, prove his worth, and why not work with the Kyler Murray, right? He's worked with Patrick Mahomes for, the entirety of his career, or at least most of his career within the Kansas City Chiefs, but I think it would be kind of a match made in heaven for the Arizona Cardinals to at least reach out to him and say, hey, would you like this, offensive coordinator position? Because there has been rumbles and speculation saying that he might want to move on to a different organization to prove his worth. So I think that would be a really, really cool, match made in heaven. Eric Bieniemy and Jonathan Gannon, and as of right now, the defensive coordinator position is TBD, but I think this would be one of my favorite moves if the Arizona Cardinals were to make this move. Now, is it going to happen? I don't know, right? Good things don't ever happen to me. This is definitely something that I would absolutely love to see. Now, another name I'm going to go ahead and just throw out there here. Now, I'm not very, very high on Joe Brady, but honestly, at one point, a lot of people were looking at him as a possible head coach at one point. Now, granted, he is actually very young. He's still 33 years old, and he was the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers in 2020 to 2021. And there's a lot of people really speaking very highly of Joe Brady. And then, obviously, it kind of, went haywire, and he ended up, getting fired from the Carolina Panthers. So right now he finds himself with the Buffalo Bills as the quarterback coach. But honestly, he's a notable name to kind of throw out there. He is currently the quarterback coach in the Buffalo Bills. So if it's a promotion coming to the Arizona Cardinals, that would be kind of cool. But like I said, I'm not really high on Joe Brady, but honestly, that would be kind of cool to see something like that, right? Somebody that works with Josh Allen to kind of help out Kyler Murray to see if we can, bring him back into an MVP type of level. Now, is there any other names that you guys would like to see? Put it in the comments below as a possibility for the next offensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cards.